Hi, my name is Grinch. I ride with the Tuckahoe Motorcycle Club out of North Carolina. I wanted to do this video today so you can actually see some of the things you have to go through if you break an exhaust bolt off the head of one of these Harley jugs. I understand that not everybody has a lot of money to fix these things, so I'm going to show you how we do it. And then that way, you know, maybe you can save yourself a little time and effort, but also you might learn how to just do it yourself and not pay that high prices. So this bike, you know, obviously had a brother, he broke in it, the bolt off of the exhaust, and we couldn't screw the exhaust back on. So we started off, if we come down here, and the exhaust bolt was broke. So if you look right here, you can see where the exhaust bolt was broke. So basically what happened is we tried to extract it out, that didn't work. So then we notched it and tried to put a flathead screwdriver on it and turn it out and use PB Blaster, and that didn't work. So now the next step obviously is to go to a machine shop. So this is where we're at in this build right here. Everything has already been done, so I'm going to be pulling these parts off so I can show you how you can do it. So first and foremost, dashboard has to come off and the tank has to come off itself. Those are pretty self-explanatory. So you get those off, you get them out of the way. Be sure when you're popping the lines on the tank, you know, you got gas that's going to come out. And if it's a double stage tank where it's split, you're going to have that line in between there that you're going to have to take out too. So you get there. So you get the tank off. Next thing is you're going to pull this top cover, valve cover off. The valve cover is in two pieces. This is a twin cam motor. So it's going to sit on here like this. You're going to pop these 6 bolts and you're going to pull that top valve cover off. Alright, now that you got the valve cover off, you're going to look in here and you're going to see all this that's going on here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to undo these 2 bolts. So go ahead and pull those out. So once you get that done, and it takes a little bit of finesse, but you can get it. So there, that piece comes out. We're going to set that off to the side. Next is your rockers. So you're going to pull this guy out. There's 4 bolts. There's these 2 bolts right here, and there's 2 in the back. The 2 in the back we have out right now just for be able to pull this off a little bit faster. So go ahead and remove that. Alright, so now you're going to pull that out. This is what it looks like. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull the push rods out. They're just sitting in there, so just make sure you know what order you pull them out and just pull those guys out. They're going to have oil in them and stuff like that. Let them drain a little bit, but you're going to pull those guys out. I believe these are 7/16. You're going to need a wrench, a long socket, and a short socket. It's a little bit of work, but you can undo all these, and then you're going to pull the lower valve cover off. Now, something to note in this valve cover, the lower valve cover, is you're going to have a gasket in there, which is going to sit in there like this. So this gasket's going to be under here. If you go to pull that off and it's tight, don't get worried. Take a fathead, flat tip screwdriver or a pry bar, just put a little bit of pressure up underneath it and it's going to pop off. This gasket you may be able to save, you may not be able to save. General rule of thumb is just replace the gaskets whenever you're doing this. Now you got it down, you got it tore down to the base to where you're looking at the top of the head. Now don't get confused, this is a jug, but it's in 2 pieces. The top part's the head, the bottom part's the jug. So what you're going to do on this guy, if you look over here, right down in here, this is where the fuel injection system comes into the head. You got to undo those 2 bolts. Also, with everything around here, you got to undo all the electrical that's on this whole piece. Make sure you keep it in mind, be careful, because under here you can get corrosion, you can break these electrical tips, but if you take your time and you're smart about it, you can pull them all off. And then you can undo these 2 bolts. Alright, then you're going to have 4 bolts that's in the head. 2 right here, 2 on this side, either side of the spark plug. Make sure you pull the spark plug out before you do this. Alright, so after you get those done, pop it off. Now, the head's going to come off. This is the head, and this is where we're at. All because of that guy right there. So when you look at it, you got the whole head off. Now when you're at this point, just take it to a machine shop. Don't try to drill this out, because if you drill it out the wrong way, you can break the head and it's not going to be any good. So that's the important part. So when we take this to the shop, we're going to have these two drilled out. We're going to put new ones in, and then we're going to put it back. And we're going to put all new gasket on. So now you have the jug, the piston, and everything right here. These push rod tubes, they'll come right out. They can come out in two pieces, or they can come out in one whole piece. It's just about how you do it. So all you gotta do is pull it right out. Now these have O-rings that are associated with this too. You want to go ahead and you want to replace the O-rings. Might as well do it. Now that you got that out because of an exhaust bolt, you got this all tore apart. Don't stop there. Replace the gaskets. If you look down in here, the cylinder is all the way down. We got lucky in this aspect that we don't need a compression for the rings. So we're going to take this off. We're going to pull the bottom jug off, and we're going to replace the lower gaskets down here. If you do not replace this gasket, the biggest thing you have to worry about is in 50 or 100 miles, you could very well blow and have an oil leak. So that's where it's at. But take your time. I'm sure if you're not mechanically inclined, just take it to a Harley dealership. If you don't want to mess with it, you know, go through that route. But it's important, if you're going to ride a motorcycle and you're going to go through this, to be able to do some of this stuff yourself. So it's pretty basic common knowledge. If you don't know, ask somebody. You can ask local mechanics. I am by no means a mechanic or a professional at this. This is just trial and error and a lot of stuff that I've learned that I want to share with you, so that way you don't have to go through some of the pains that I went through. So that's pretty much this part of the video. Once we go to put it all back together, we'll do another one. We'll show you how to put all this in here. But if you follow those steps and you put it back together in reverse order, you should be good. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, hit like in the comments. Let me know what you think. If there's something that you want to see done, just let me know, and we'll see if we can't find a broke bike to do it. Appreciate it. Thank you.